Ladies and gentlemen, I have some heartbreaking news that I really don't want to have to tell you guys today, but we just got some new information from the Long Sensation, who is a really credible leaker in the Call of Duty community. Now, he says here that skill-based matchmaking in Black Ops Cold War is exactly the same as Modern Warfare. It's the same system. And he's replying this to someone, Dexbot, who was saying that hopefully they reduce skill-based matchmaking in Black Ops Cold War, and Tom says it's the exact same. Now, we haven't heard much about skill-based matchmaking until now. We were all hoping it wasn't going to be there, or it was going to be reduced substantially and not be an issue, but Tom is literally saying it's the same exact as Modern Warfare. Fuck. Shit. Like, that is terrible news. Terrible news. I personally think skill-based matchmaking is the worst thing to happen to Call of Duty. Easily. I would honestly say it's the #1 worst thing that's ever happened to the franchise, #1 worst thing that's ever been added in any game, because it really decreases my enjoyment in it substantially. Now, when it comes to sales and success and profits, is it a good idea to have skill-based matchmaking in the game? Yeah, it is. It helps them. It's helped Modern Warfare. There's a reason why Modern Warfare is so popular. Not just because of Warzone, not just because it went back to its roots, but because of skill-based matchmaking, because the shittier players, which makes up the majority of the community, it does, the majority of the player base at least, they actually get kills now because they're getting put into lobbies with players who are shitty, so they're actually having more fun, because it's a known fact that you're gonna have more fun in a game if you're better at it. That's just how it is, right? You're not gonna have fun if you're getting killed over and over and over again. But I've sat here a million times and said there's so many other ways they can make it work. They can do some sort of a boot camp type lobby like they did back in, like, I think Black Ops 1, they had something like that, where like new players get to have these other sort of lobbies that they play for a little bit, but once you play a certain amount of hours of the game, now you have to move up to the higher leagues. There's a way to do it, man. There really is. Or have a specific playlist which has skill-based matchmaking in it, so if you want to just play that playlist, you play that playlist, but if you just want to hop in the normal lobbies, you hop in the normal lobbies, you know what I mean? And it really just punished the better player. Now, I don't want to go on a rant about skill-based matchmaking, how terrible it is, and how it really shouldn't be here, but I want to talk about, will this happen, right? And if it does happen, will it ruin the game? Now, it can't ruin the whole game because it's just multiplayer, right? So you still have the campaign and zombies. And Warzone, I don't think is nearly as affected with skill-based matchmaking. It might be by a bit, but I haven't noticed it being as big of a deal as it is in multiplayer, at least in Modern Warfare's case. But will it ruin the game? No. Will it ruin the multiplayer? It really depends, right? Modern Warfare isn't bad because of skill-based matchmaking. In my opinion, I don't even think it's a bad game. I don't like it that much, right? But it's not because of skill-based matchmaking, right? That's not the only thing that does it. That's just one of the things. It's more of like the icing on the cake sort of a deal, the cherry on top, the nail in the coffin. That's what skill-based matchmaking is to me. It's what finally just kills it to me, right? But if this game has, let's say it has no issues, everything about it's perfect, that's very unrealistic, but assume everything about it's perfect for my own personal taste. Obviously, we all have different preferences and tastes, so it might not be perfect for you if it is perfect for me, right? Let's say everything is perfect in the multiplayer. The only bad thing about it is skill-based matchmaking, it being the same exact system as Modern Warfare, which is a pretty egregious system, right? Would it ruin the game? I don't think it would. I think it would definitely put a damper on some of the game a little bit, and I'd be a little bit annoyed by it. I'd be like, I just don't want to be putting against sweats every single lobby. I'd probably want to lower my KD on purpose. But if everything else about the game was perfect for my own personal taste, I think I'd be okay with it and I'd get over it, right? But the problem with skill-based matchmaking is that if there's a lot of other problems in the game, it will end up being the nail in the coffin. It will. That's just what it will be. And I think Modern Warfare would be way more enjoyable if it didn't have skill-based matchmaking. And I know that because I played lobbies with my friends who have shittier KDs, and it's a lot more fun when you play in their lobbies as opposed to playing in your own lobbies. So there's that, right? I hope that they at least reduce it. He says that right now they could still tweak things. He could be a little bit misinformed. You know, it could be kind of similar, but not the exact same. I just hope it's not as egregious. That's all I'm hoping for. And as I said, even if it is the same system, I don't think it'll ruin the whole game, right? My title is a bit of an exaggeration, you can say, but I really hope it's not, man. I really do, because like I said, skill-based matchmaking is one of the things not only killing Call of Duty, but gaming in general. But the thing is, it's not. It's not killing it for everyone, it's just killing it for the hardcore community. Because honestly, it's doing pretty good for the casual community. The casuals are pretty happy with it. All my friends who were really shitty at COD and have hated COD for a while now come back this year and they're loving it. And I'm like, oh, what's your KD? They say 0.5 or something. And then they're still having fun though, because the lobbies aren't difficult, but they still suck at the game. So even in those really easy lobbies, they're still not doing that good, but you know, at least they're having fun. Previously, they wouldn't have that much fun, but what I've said a million times is, if you don't have skill-based matchmaking, you can still get into lobbies like that. It could still happen. It's just, yeah, you might get into lobbies with better players every now and then, and that's fine. You have some challenge. Why do people so afraid of having a little bit of a challenge here and there? I don't see the big deal about it, but I do think there's much better ways to get these shittier players invested in the game as opposed to skill-based match. I think there's other ways. I do. But unfortunately, I don't think Activision sees that. I think obviously Modern Warfare's success has proven that they're going to keep those systems because that's one of the systems that has helped it, unfortunately. And that's one of the reasons I was honestly upset with Modern Warfare being successful. You know, that's so fucked up for me to say though, because like I really enjoy this franchise and I want it to be as successful as possible. But when you see a game that you really don't enjoy succeeding so well because of systems that are, in my opinion, bad systems, you know they're going to return, even in other studios' games, even in Treyarch's games. And I can't blame Treyarch, I can't blame Infinity Ward, I can't blame Raven, because it's not their decision. Activision puts it in their games. Activision tells them, do this because it'll increase profits. Which I don't even blame Activision for that, because it makes sense. Of course you want more money, of course you want your games to do much better, and of course they will do better because of these systems. So it puts me in a weird position. It's not like, you know, other gameplay related decisions like the minimap and such where I'm like, why is that a thing? You should change it, right? I can't even say they should change it because it's helping them. It's helping them a lot. So like I understand why it's there, you know? I don't know, that's all I want to talk about today. I just wanted to quickly get that off my chest because I think it's an issue that needs to be discussed, and I think it could plague this game, this multiplayer at least. Thankfully we have zombies though, so even if this multiplayer is plagued by skill-based matchmaking, I'll have zombies to play, which won't be plagued by it. And at least Modern Warfare didn't have that thing to fall back on. And I think Warzone, no matter what, will be fun. I don't think skill-based matchmaking really impacts it too much, because the thing about Battle Royale is that even if you're not, you know, even if you're playing against sweats, you always still have a chance because of how the game is set up. You know what I mean? Like I feel like there's so many players in it as well, so you're always going to get different types of players. Like it's not going to be a perfect system, at least from my experiences in Warzone. I've had a lot more fun in Warzone as opposed to Modern Warfare's multiplayer, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I hope it's not as bad as we think, and I hope I can just get into lobbies with anybody. And honestly, I want to get into lobbies with people who are even better than me. I think Black Ops 4 matchmaking was some of the best matchmaking because it did some team balancing, where they make sure the teams are balanced as opposed to making the whole lobby literally the same skill level. Like that's just boring and stupid and not enjoyable. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.